Okay, so we were talking about slope and how we could count on the coordinate system, and we could count the rise over the run. Now, I want to take that one step further. Let's take, remember we counted, one of the slopes we counted was a run of 5 and a rise of 5. So we went over 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up 5. Now, if we look at those 2 points, there's a way to name those 2 points using an ordered pair. Let's, for simplicity, call this one point A and this one point B. What ordered pair would represent point A? Hopefully, you know that that's the ordered pair 0, 0. And point B is the ordered pair over 5, up 5, or 5, 5. Now, you can use ordered pairs. Now, you understand that an ordered pair in general representation talks about the x-coordinate and the y-coordinate. So in this ordered pair, the x-coordinate is 0 and the y-coordinate is 0. And here the x is 5 and the y is 5. Now, there's another way to find slope. Suppose you don't have a grid and you can't go counting the rise over the run. You can use the ordered pair representation to find the slope. And you find it by doing what we call change in y over the change in x, delta y over delta x. We also call it taking the difference of the two y's, so y sub 2 take away y sub 1, and x sub 2 subtract x sub 1. The change in x's over the change in y's. Change in y's over the changes in x's. So let's take the change in y. It goes from 5 to 0, and always start with the second ordered pair first. So it goes from 5 to 0. Let's take the x's. It goes from 5 to 0. 5 over 5, which is 1. Now, let's take another slope and try this again. Suppose I had point C here, which is, point C is 2, 0, and let's do point D, which is over 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Point D is 4, 8. What's the slope for those 2 points without counting the rise over the run? We can just do the subtraction of the points. Do the y points first. What's the y in this one? 8. 8, subtract 0. Do the x points second. 4, subtract 2. So 8 subtract 0, 8. 4 subtract 2, 2. So the slope is 4 over 1. Now let's see if I can get that by counting. We said that was D, right? We get over 2, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 over 2 reduces to 4 over 1. You can get the same thing by counting. But you can get it without counting, so you don't need a piece of graph paper. You don't need to plot the points, and you don't have to do the counting if you use this formula for slope, which is the change in y's over the change in x. Now, order is important, so if you start doing your change in y's from here, 8 to 0, you have to do 4 to 2. You could do it backwards. You could do 0 to 8 and 2 to 4. Let's watch. 0 minus 8, 2 minus negative 8 over negative 2, which ends up being 4 over 1. So it comes out the same. I always like to start with the second point first. Shall we try? We go from all right, so here's 2 new points. Let's find the slope of those 2 points. And I want to do the change in y over the change in x. So let's take the y value first. Negative 2 take away 6. That's the change in y's. All right, the change in x. Should I start with the 3 or the 1? I hope you said the 3. Take away 1. All right. 3 take away 1 is 2. 2 take away 6 is 2 plus a negative 6, negative 8. What do I get? Negative 4 over 1, or negative 4. I like to keep slope as a fraction. So, when you have an ordered pair, you can find the slope. You don't have to plot the points. You can just do the change in y over the change in x, which is identified as y sub 2 take away y sub 1, x sub 2 take away x sub 1. And I think of the 2's as the second ordered pair, and the 1's are from the first ordered pair. And some people like to denote this x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2, and use that formula. It's easier to think of it as the change in y over the change in x, much easier to think about, and plug in the values, and you can get slope without plotting and without doing the counting. And I would like you to practice this, so we will do an assignment that gives you ordered pairs, and you're just going to find the slope without plotting them. So no counting, just using arithmetic. You can